stopped it? Okay, cheesy. Okay, let's say before now, there should be something like a space around here. All these things won't be here. You see a space like this. Let me push these things this way. So, like so, and like so. So now you see a space like this here. You just see some few tools here because, and the getting started tool to be there. Getting started, yeah. So you just right click. Once you right click around this area, right click here and you can see the list of these things. Then you choose the large tool sets. That's when you can activate this large tool set. And basically that's what you'll be using for now. Because unless maybe you want to do some sophisticated modeling or maybe sculpting, that's when you need some of these extensions. But for now, we'll just stick to this. And trust me, we'll stick to this. We're not going to do much more with any other thing there, but these things. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. So now, where am I going to put this guy now that I just removed? I'll just put it here. Can put it here and then shift it. Yes, you can dock it. Dock it like so. So, how many people agrees to me repeating this process? How many? Raise your hands up if you agree. Everybody must agree before I continue. Omorishola, you want to say something? I'm not lying, no. Omo, please, you would want to unmute your mic. Unless you want to make everybody up. Okay, thank you. I did that. Okay. Perfect, John, double hands. Omorishola, your hands are up. Cheesy, your hands. Okay, your hand is up. John Paul, your hand is up. So we have Omo, Fafred, John, Cheesy, and John Paul. Okay. Thank you. Please keep them down. We don't need those ones up. Keep them down. Wow. Okay. So where should I start? From the very beginning, yeah? Okay, no problem. I hear you, bro. I hear you, sir. If you want me to start from the very beginning, please type using the chat box. Beginning. Use the chat box. Yes, that's the plan. That's the plan, actually. To copy and move an object, I tried, but it didn't work the way it was shown on your screen. Okay. Again. Okay. So I think the beginners, I'm sorry, the people that voted for beginning, they all have it. So we're going to do that. I am going to save this model. Let me just save this. I'm going to create a new one. Like so, SketchUp 2022. Okay, I need SketchUp 218. So it's basically the same thing. So I'm just going to use this. And I think I need to create a start point for, I'm sorry about that. My phone was supposed to be do not disturb. So let me just activate do not disturb. Okay, someone is complaining. Even that part that included imports to AutoCAD and bringing back to SketchUp, I didn't understand it fully. Okay, cheesy. Okay, I get you. I get you, bro. I think I'll do that. Let me reply someone that just called because my fault. I did not. I just ended the call. Okay. I've replied to the person. Okay, now let's get started. You said where should we start? Okay, that means from the very, 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 very basics. Okay, I'm going to close this. I'm just going to minimize it actually. And I'm going to bring this one. Yeah, I was trying to do some crazy models with some things. I'm not going to go into that. Let's just do something from the very, very basics. Okay. Now we talked about. I need to go look for a file. I don't think I still have that file where I did modeling of a basic building with. Okay, now let's do it. Let's do it. Jump on. Wow. Okay. Okay. Yes, I hear you. I hear you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think let me just move out some of these things. Okay. Now we're cool. Please, can you let me continue, please? Jump on, your hand is raised. What would you want to say? Please type it. If you can let me continue this thing in peace, we will be here before 12. We'll be out of here before 12 o'clock. Just let me concentrate, please. Okay, your hand is no longer raised. So we have how many people? 1, 2, 3, 4. Someone is missing. Someone is missing. John Paul, Fafure John, Emotional and Cheesy. Oh, okay. Let's get started. Now, AutoCAD, where are you? Now we have AutoCAD. Start a drawing. I'm just going to do some basic drawing here. And I have to create a start time because this thing is being recorded locally, and they will need to edit it before uploading it to YouTube. So I need to start. I need to create this start. That thing that they used to do in the movies. 3, 2, 1, action. We have to do that. So let me set up my drawing area and units. We don't go over that. Everybody can hear me and they can see my screen. So, what's this? Units, precision, this, decimal millimeters, okay. And that is good now. Come down to drafting an annotation. And then I'm going to make a simple bedroom. And, I'm going to make a simple bedroom. I'm going to do this way, F8 straight line. I'm just going to make it 3,800 and go up by 3,800. And this way, 3,800. And then I close C for close. I have that. So I'm going to offset it. Just join J for join. We all know that now. Cheesy, hope you forgive me because I just use the shortcut for AutoCAD. I know you're familiar with that one, J for join. So I'm going to offset this by, since I'm just going to use 150. Okay, cool. I'm going to use 150 and do this. So after doing 150, I need to create a doorway for the bedroom. I need to create a doorway for the bedroom, like so. 150. Please give me like 15 seconds. I'm coming. Okay, the boy is back. And what I wanted to do with this is I wanted to create a doorway with this. So I'm just going to highlight this and move it first of all by, let's say, 150 to just get a nice look. 150, yeah. And then I'll offset it again. Offsets. I'm going to offset it by 900 for the size of the door. Yeah. So the doorway is being opened this way. So now I'm going to trim this. So we have that entrance, like so. This is for the bedroom. And I need something. I need a bed in the bedroom. Well, I cannot get that now, so I'm just going to do something that looks like a bed. The bed to be like so. Is it too big? Okay, so I need a polyline spline to create something that looks like this. F8, please. Uh-oh. And then I need some pillows. Oh, it's just too small. I think this one is for more. Uh-oh. I'm just going to do that very quickly. No, when you work with SketchUp so much, you just forget what AutoCAD is like, and that's what's happening to me right now. So copy this way, and take it this way. Perfect. So yes, we have that. Now we need a foot mat, little foot mat this way. All these are just for aesthetics anyway, not that they are really important to what I'm doing now. Okay, so I just wanted to look a little bit, basic. So we need a side too. Somewhere like there. And there will be other things on top, right? So I can now move my just group and move this group this way. So with the middle, the midpoint, yeah. Oh, it's awkward. I like it this way. Position was so hard. So, let's say we have this and mirrored all over, mirror on the wall with the first of them all. I'm going to use mid between to shift right click and mid between 2 points First point. Second point. Maybe missed it actually. Perfect. No. Yeah, so I can change. Some of this point. Change of this point. So we have this. And save it. Okay, more. I'm going to save it somewhere here. Documents. Something. Live session, yeah. I'm looking for live session. SketchUp live, yeah. Drawing one. I'll just save it as drawing one. So we have it there. Now we have our plan. So now, this is where we start. In case the host wants to, start editing, this is where you can cut off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, action. Okay, welcome. Today we're just going to move this. We're going to move this drawing to SketchUp and start working with SketchUp to create a 3D view. As you can see, this is just the 2D plan. This is just a dummy plan. You can actually make much more of this if you want to. You can mirror and then let's do shift right click. Meet between 2 points. I can decide to use this point as my first point, second point should be around this point, and then create it to be this way. Okay, I don't want to delete. So we have a nice building. It's like 4 bedrooms. Yes, well, this is not the way a bedroom should look anyway, so it's not professional. Okay, so we're just going to do this. Just want it to look clean. But there's also a plugin in SketchUp that allows you to clean up all these things. Yeah, we're just going to use this for now. So we have this. It's not looking nice, and it's just random. So we're going to use this, right? So we just want to use it for illustration purposes. There's nothing professional apart from the dimensions. So there's nothing professional about it. Okay, now we're going to move this to SketchUp. How do we do that? First of all, you want to save your drawing. So you save your drawing. If you've not saved it, go to save as, and then you choose location. Already it's been saved here, as you can see, it's been saved. So I'm not going to save it anymore. If you want to save, just click save after you click save as. So now once you're done with that, you can open SketchUp. Okay, once you open SketchUp for the first time, this is the screen that meets you. If you've been working on some previous models, you see them here, and mostly you get these templates. Okay, so you can click to get more templates where you see different templates, and you can work with them. But in this case, I'm going to use millimeters, architectural millimeters here. So this is what we're going to use. Because yes, of course, I'm working with millimeters. So select this and it will load up the page for you to start working with. Hope you can see my screen and you can hear me. If you can see my screen and you can hear me, you know what to do. Please use the chat box. Okay. Seen and heard. Okay, thank you, Cheesy. Thank you, Fafura John. John Paulson and heard. Okay, thank you. So, no more. Thank you very much. Okay, so while we were seeing my screen and while you were all hearing me, SketchUp did load and loaded on my second screen, so I had to move it this way so you can see what I'm up to. So now I'm going to just take off some of these things because I don't need them for now. The sandbox and artisan toolbar. Those are plugins, by the way. So once you load up SketchUp, this screen meets you after you've selected the template you want to work with. So this is a dummy person standing here. I don't even know his name. Let me check his name. I'm used to one Susan lady, but this is not Susan. So I'm going to look for components and check in model. We have Miraj, right? I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, so I'm going to delete Miraj. Sorry about that. The component is still there, but the model is no longer on our drawing area. So once you open SketchUp, this is your drawing area. This is where you do most of your job, the messy job and all that. This is where you draw, sketch, model, draw lines and rectangles and circles and all. This is where you do all that. So, this is your drawing area. This is where you can draw. So I'm just going to minimize this so I have enough space. Yes, like so. By the way, to do that, you just have to click on this pin to unpin it. Yes, it's been pinned, and now you can unpin it, and whenever you move around it, you can get that. Okay, so with SketchUp, you have a lot of things similar to our previous software, AutoCAD. File menu where you can save, open, you can create a new file, open an existing file, save as, and all that. You can also import and export your drawings. You can do this. You can send to layout. We have layout for SketchUp. That's another branch of SketchUp software. So you can do that also. So we're just going to skip all these fancy parts and go straight into business. Of course, you can edit, you can undo, you can redo, you can cut, paste in place, paste and all that. So most of these things, you can just check them on your own. In fact, that's your assignment. Just play around them and check what they do. So let's just move straight to business. Now we have, if you come down to Windows and go, window and go to model info, you can set up your model info, like what you want to be working with. In this case, as you can see, I'm just going to skip all of this and go straight to units. I want to set up my units now. You can decide which of these units you want to work with. They are similar to AutoCAD, yeah? Of course, they are. So we don't want to go for architectural because you'll be working with feet and inches. That's not what we're working with. We're going to be working with decimal units here. So the format will be decimal. So you can choose which of them you want to use. You can decide to use feet and inches, you can decide to use yards, you can decide to use millimeters. It all depends on what you want actually. So in this case, I'm going to use millimeters because I find it very easy to use because you can even input the smallest of units there. So I'm going to use millimeters also for area, and volume I'm going to use millimeters. So it's all millimeters in this case. And display precision, I'm going to leave 2 decimal places. Like so. And this one also, the same thing. So enable snapping. We all know what snap is, where it has this magnetic effect when it gets to some points. So I enabled it. Of course, it's equals to 1 millimeter. Now, for this display unit format, if you look here, right here, if you're using inches, you're working with I'm coming, please. John Paul, I'm coming, please. So I'll attend to you later. If you're using millimeters and you want to input something in feet and inches, you can just do that using this box. So I'm just going to finish up this setup and then close it. So you see how it goes. For degrees, I'm going to use this also. Enable snapping every 5 degrees. I want to leave it for 5. Yeah. So it's pretty close. So I'm going to close this. So now let's say I am drawing a rectangle. You see the rectangle, look at your bottom right. You see the dimensions are being shown in millimeters. So I can decide to use inches in this case. So I can say 11 inch by 11" and I enter. So you see, I created this right here, and it's according to 11, it's equals to 11 inches. But if I measure it, you see the dimensions here will be in millimeters. Yes, and this 279.40 millimeters is equals to 11 inches. You can do your conversion. So that's one good thing about SketchUp. You're working in feet and inches, but you can impute your values with other measuring methods. So in this case, I want to attend to you now, John Paul, please. What's your question? Sorry to join you back, but how did you open this dialog box? Okay, since you don't have shortcuts here, all you need to do is go to Windows, Model Info, and you have it. You have your model info. But I'll advise you to just hold on to after the class so you can set it up, because if you're trying to do as we are having our classes, you might miss a lot of things. So I would want you to just watch attentively. Watch attentively, take notes where necessary, and then after the class, you can just revisit the videos if you missed anything. So just watch with your pen and paper close to you so you can jot things down. Okay, so that's it. Let's continue. Having said that, you can also set up your shortcuts for SketchUp. Yes, you can set up shortcuts for SketchUp. You just go to Windows and Windows, and this time instead of model info, you go to preferences. So once you go to preferences, this comes up, and if you look here, we have a lot of tools and features that are in SketchUp. So you can add shortcuts to them. For instance, if I want a shortcut for move, I can set to type move here. So you see, tools move. Yes, and you see a shortcut has been assigned already, which is M. So I can come here and decide I don't want to use M. I want to use some other thing like I'll just use M. I want to use some other thing like let's say P, and I'll add P to it and not M. So if I click on P, you will see something. It will give me a warning. P is currently used by tools push pull. It is trying to tell me that, okay, you've already assigned this shortcut to some other tool. Okay, if you want to continue, you can say yes. If you don't want to continue, you can say no. If I click yes, it means I am assigning P, I am removing P from push pull, and I'm reassigning P to move, which I don't want to do right now. This is just for illustration purpose. So if you want to assign that, you just say yes in this case. So in this case, I'll say no. Now, let me repeat that. If you want to add a shortcut to a tool that you use frequently, you just come here, search for the tool. In this case, zoom. Let's say camera zoom to extent, camera zoom to camera zoom photo. Let's say zoom to extent, and compare. And you want it to be very simple. Instead of Ctrl+Shift+E or Shift+Z, just make it Z and plus. So now you see, Z is currently used by Zoom. If you want to reassign it, you say yes. If you don't want to reassign it, you just say no. So in this case, I will say yes, because I want to reassign it. So anytime I tap the Z key, it zooms to extent. Say yes. So now I have to say okay in this case. Okay, so you see Z is being added to the list. Just say okay. Now anytime I tap Z, you see it zooms to extent. Let me do another stuff here. So I zoom in. Anytime I tap Z on my keyboard, I'm going to tap my shortcut Z, and you see it like so. Do you understand this? Please use the chat box. You know what to type. Okay, understood. All right, all right. Okay, I haven't understood that. Let's continue. Now we have a lot of tools here, and you might be overwhelmed, but please don't be. Let's just go to the basics and start. So we have the first tool here is select tool, because you know what that should be used for to select. Second one is lasso tool, also to select faces and stuff like so. Select lasso. Okay. Now this third one is paint bucket. With paint bucket, you um, can actually add materials to faces. So in this case, you go to materials and select any of the materials you want, let's say colors, for instance, and then you choose the color you want. So in this case, I want to pick any of this fanciful color, and I'm going to pick this one and apply it here. So you see, that's what the paint bucket does. It just pours paint on top of the face. So now let's go to the next one, tag. If you want to add a tag to anything, to open up the tag. So tags works like what's it called in AutoCAD? Layers. Yes, tag works like layers. So you're adding a tag, it comes up like a layer, so you can hide and unhide them. So you see, you cannot hide the current tag because that's where we've drawn this, unless you have other tags. So that's what tag does. Of course, this line tool is to draw a line, as the name goes. Now, if you're drawing a line, you notice this green, red, and blue axis. The red axis is talking about the x-axis. The green axis is talking about the y-axis. While the blue axis, of course, you might have guessed, is talking about the z-axis. So now you can actually constrain or restrict it to just each of those axes. So if you want it to be restricted to the red axis, use your right arrow key on your keyboard. Yes, the up, down, left, and right. So you use the right arrow key and you restrict it to only x axis. So it will only go to the x axis, no matter anyhow you want it to be moved. So if you use the right arrow key, it goes only to the x axis. If you use the left arrow key, it goes only to the green axis, like so. Then if you use the up arrow key, it goes only to the blue axis. So if I view this way, you see it's only going upwards and downwards. So it goes to the Z axis. So the red is X, green is Y, and blue is Z. Do you understand this? Please, if you understand, you know what to do. Okay, now I haven't understood that. This one is just for freehand drawing, so you can just decide to draw. I know Omo Rishonla is always creative with her hands, so she might want to draw a face with SketchUp. So you can just do this, and you have that. So you can decide to do and you have this. Okay, so that's it for freehand. We have the rectangle tool, of course. You can use it to draw rectangles and all that. So like so. Now watch your lower left corner, this box here, the dimensions box. So you notice it moves. The value changes according to how I move this rectangle. So you can decide to input your values. So in this case, I can decide to do 50 underscore 50. That means I want a rectangle of 50 by 50. Where is that? I can't find it. Okay. It's right here. So if I take it, if I measure it, you see it's 50 millimeters by 50 millimeters. Okay, so we have that there. And the next one, of course, rotated rectangle. If you want your rectangle to be rotated or tilted a little, you use that. We have the circle, the polygons. We all know what a polygon is. So you can just, do that. And you can decide the number of sides. After you click on the tool, you decide the number of sides. So you can type 5, for instance, and enter before you start. So you have 5 sides. Okay. Now, that is it. Control Z. So polygon, number of sides, 8, enter, start, and inscribe radius. I want it like this. So that is it. Now the next one is arcs. So how to draw different types of arc, 2-point arc, this one. This one is 1. Second one is 2.2 and 3-point arc. When you do 1, 2, 3, and you have it. So we have that. We have a pi. Helps you draw a pi. To draw. So you have that pi. We have a move tool where you can actually move entities. So in this case, I'm moving this entity, moving it that way. We have the push pull tool. It's similar to your press pull, and it's similar to your press pull, yes, with AutoCAD. It's similar to your press pull. So with this, you can actually push up your models like so. In this case, push. It's not working because there's no other space here for it to be pushed through. So I'm just going to do this. Push it. Push again. So we have that. Push that. And then the next one is the rotate tool. Yes, you can rotate entities that are grouped. So in this case, I'm going to group this because it is a select tool to do that. And I'm going to highlight it like so. And for me to group it, I'll just right click and make group. Very simple, make group. And it's now grouped. So you see? So now I'm going to rotate it using the rotate tool. I just want to rotate it this way. I want it to go like so and stay. I want it to stay jiggy. Okay, like this. Yes, so we have that. So we have our rotate. The follow me tool, I'll talk about this follow me tool in a moment. So that will be, I'll just write it down, follow me. Yes, we all know the carry me the go thing. So this follow me tool will actually carry some things along. So now we have the scale, of course, to reduce or increase objects according to your scale factor. So you all know anything less than 1 will reduce the size, and anything greater than 1 will increase the size of your object. So that is it. And let's say we want to scale. Oh, this edge, you see it's diagonal, so anything you're scaling right now will be uniform. So you see it's uniform both to the X and Y. So now I am going to use 0.8, enter. That will reduce the size. Yes, it reduced the size. I'm also going to do it again. I'm going to reduce its current size by 50. So 0.5 will work. So now the size is being reduced by half. So now it's now half its size, its previous size right now. So now this one offset. Yes, we all know what offset does. It creates offsets. So I'm going to offset this. Take offset tool, come here, click, and then move according to my offsets. In this case, I'm going to type 10. The offset distance between these two places now is 10. When I measure it, you see it like so. Okay. So hope you're following me. If you're following me, you know what to do. Use the chat box. Okay. So we have them. Wow. From Paul and Fafure, both of us here. All right, one more is off. Now, we have that. Let me delete all this. So now I'm going to zoom to extent. We have just these two model. Okay, now the next one is tape. Of course, I've been using this now, so you know it's for measurement, like so. And the next one is dimensions. You can add dimensions to things. See, let's dimension this. So you have it like so. Okay. So now we have protractor to measure angles. In this case, first point, second point, and then this. Just measure that was the angle 90. I'm going to delete that. Select your pick tool, highlight what you want to delete, and click the delete key on the keyboard. So now the next one is tags. This one is used for text. So you can add a text to this part, and then edit your text like so. You can say Omo is back. Uh-oh. Okay, so let's hit enter. So now we have that like so. And so that is it. So that's it for the steps. Okay, so axis, you can decide your axis. 3D text, you can add 3D text to it. Orbit, of course, the same thing as orbiting. Pan, the same thing. Zoom, and of course, we all know you can use your this one here, everything here, apart from zoom to extent and previous zoom, everything here can be done using your mouse. Yes, everything here can be done using your mouse. So for the orbit, it's the opposite of AutoCAD. You know, AutoCAD, you need to hold down Shift and press down your center mouse wheel, your center mouse scroll wheel before you can orbit. That's for AutoCAD. You need to hold down Shift and do that. But for SketchUp, you don't need to. You just need to use your scroll wheel. Like so, I'm not holding down Shift here. So with your scroll wheel, you can actually orbit. Then if you want to pan, in this case, for SketchUp, you need to hold down Shift to do this. Hold down Shift, tap your center mouse scroll wheel. Okay. And that is it. So now for zoom, you just scroll in and out with your mouse. Yes, the mouse scroll wheel just in and out, and you have this. You can zoom. So you zoom to wherever you want to, wherever the cursor is pointing, that's where you're zooming towards. And if you notice, the dimension here is annotative. So you see it goes like so. So you see why basic understanding of AutoCAD is very important for other CAD softwares. Okay, so now zoom to extent, of course, it zooms to extent. Previous zoom will take you to your previous zoom, like so. Now we have this. These are just for visualization. You want to position your camera. Let's say I want my camera to stand here and look at this place. Just position my camera here, and it will be like I'm standing there. Oops. You see? Zoom to extent, please. I want my camera to stand there. Okay. So I'm looking up. Just click and move back. Okay, now so you can walk. And just decide to walk around the environment. And this is a section plane. You can decide to draw section planes. Oh, the eye is clear. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so that is it. We need to do something because some things are Some things were hidden. Let's put this back where it belongs. Okay, excellent. Some things here are hidden. I don't know. I wish I can just take them out. I don't know if it shows in your screen actually. So it depends on your screen because it's showing fully here. I don't know if it's showing fully. Can you see what's at this part of it? We can see this is the chat box. You know what to type in this endpoints here for the 3D warehouse and all that. Okay, the eyes, just to look around. Just look around. Look around your environment. Yeah, that is it. Just look around and see how things are. Okay, now, so that is it for this. You've seen the basics of how you can actually use these tools. This is all you'll be needing for now as a beginner. Until you start doing advanced stuff, that's when you start getting some of this plugin according to usage. What I'll advise you as a beginner is don't install what you don't know. Yes. Yes, unless you want to use it, don't install it because you might cause some lags, and you don't like it when SketchUp lags. It's frustrating. Okay, so that is it. Okay, having done this, we would want to go over to the drawing and import something to start working with. So is everybody with me? If you're with me, use the chat box, type import. Import, okay? We have one importer here. Importer, importer, importer. Okay, another importer. We should have 3 importers. Wow. Okay, the 3rd importer. All right. Let's just go ahead and import what we're supposed to import. So in this case, for us to import what we want to import, we'll go over to File, and we'll go to Import. So it will take us around our windows to select what we want to import. As you can see, we can import pictures, we can import AutoCAD files, we can also import other 3D files like so. So in this case, we want to import something from this SketchUp Live folder. I'm going to make it large so we can see what we want to import. Okay, in this case, I don't want to import our previous plan, so let's use this one, the plan that we just created. I'm going to import it. First of all, we need to check the options here. Import materials, orient faces consistently, mesh coplanar faces. I'm just going to leave the materials and preserve drawing origin. So now I'm just going to say, okay, import. So we're importing our AutoCAD file to SketchUp. So you see, we had one layer, how many circles? 4 circles, lines 8, polylines 36, splines 4. So we're going to do this, close. Now you see, it's been imported. directly to AutoCAD, just like the way we did it. So now I want to realign this. I'll pick this point and align it perfectly here. So we see now we have our file from AutoCAD imported to SketchUp. So now we want to create walls. It is as easy as it can get. To create walls, first of all, sorry about that. First of all, you need to start highlighting these walls. And how do you do that? You just use your rectangular tool and do them like so. Just create rectangles. Pick two. I always like grouping my walls, so I'll just select all. How do you select all? You just triple click on the face. So it select this only this object, not all these other ones, because this one is being grouped. So all you need to do is triple click, not double click. Triple, 1, 2, 3, and you have it all selected. So right click, make group. That one is being grouped. You go to another rectangle and create a shape here and continue it to the end. Create another shape. Now use your eraser tool to erase the unwanted lines like so. That one is not wanted. This one is also not wanted. Then your pick tool, back to your pick tool, triple click and right click, make group. So there's another group there. Now rectangle, drag all the way down to this point. Yeah. Now pick tool, triple click, right click, make group. Okay, so we'll do again here. Escape. Pick points, drag up to these points, pick two. By the way, with your space bar, you can actually select your pick two. With your space bar, you can select your pick two. That's the shortcut for pick two. So triple click, 1, 2, 3, right click, and make group. So we've made that group. Continue again until all our walls are created. Pick two, triple click, make group. So we have this one remaining. For this one, I'm just going to use this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is just to show you that you can also use line tool to do that. Join. So we have this. Pick two, triple click, right click, and make group. So we have all our walls created. Now it's time to make them 3D. So we have the plan now in 2D. So we need to make them 3D. How do you do that? You just need to use your push pull. Yes, your push pull tool. So in this case, I'm going to double click to go into the group. Now use my push pull and elevate it. I'm going to extrude it by 3000. Yes, 3000. That's the size of residential, the minimum size actually of the walls of a residential building. So I'm doing this. First of all, pick tool again, select another wall. Now, instead of me to click and type 3000, I'm just going to double click. And once I double click, it will be extruded to the previous height. Yes, it will take the previous height once I double click on it. So SketchUp remembers your previous actions. So it will just take, if I just double click here, like so, see, it's equals to this height. Now, another way to go about it select tool. Let me do this wall. Now see, if I just click this and drag it up to this point, you see it emulates the height of that. So that also can work. So select tool. For the next ones, I'm just going to double click and double click with my push tool. Select tool, double click with my push tool. Now select tool is spacebar. Okay, how to align it? Just select it and drag it up and tap anywhere you want to align it to according to the height. For it to be aligned to that height, like so. So select tool, double click, push pull, double click. And so we have it like so. It looks like an office actually. Yes. 4 office spaces. Yes. So that is it. That's how to actually use the push pull. You can see it's quite simple as it is. So if you understood up to this point, please use the chat box. Okay, understood. All right. Since you've understood up to this point, we are going to continue. Now, next thing we want to do here is Omo, are you with me? Hello, Morishola. Are you on this call? Okay. Do you understand? Can we proceed? Okay, so because it's not something we want to repeat again. So now we've gotten the height of our space. I don't want to call it a bedroom space anyway. It's just a space. So we can use it for office because what I'm seeing here is an office space actually. So we have one, we just create windows. Yeah, it's legit. So we can just create window, one window there, one window here. We'll make the bedroom elements 3D. No, we're not going to do this today. We're not going to do this. It's quite simple to do actually, but we're not going to do it today. With what you've learned, you can actually do this yourself. So far from Red John, I believe you can do that. John Paul, rather. Okay, I believe you can do that. It's quite simple to do. So now, what I'm going to do now, we're going to create windows. For that, I'm going to use this tape tool to actually create some measurements. So now see, if I click anywhere here, not at the midpoint, just here, and drag up, use my up arrow key to restrict it to vertical movement only, like so. I just tap my up arrow key. Now I want to create some measurements for some reference points rather to measurement. So this is like a construction line. So I'm going to make my first reference is 900. Enter. That will be the bottom line or the beginning part of your window. So your window should start here upwards. And the next one I want to do is I want to create the lintel. The lintel is 2,100 from the ground level. So you know your window will start here and end here. And you know your door will start here and ends here because that's the lintel. This one should be equal to 900. Yes. So that's the upper part of the building. So we have that. So what I want to do again, I want to repeat this. Repeat first one, 900. Second one, sorry about the second one. Second one, 2,100. Okay, I'm just going to repeat that again. First one, 900. Second one, 2,100. so. I will do that again. That's 900. Restricts, and that is it. So we have it this way. Now you can decide to start your work. So now let's create windows. In this case, I just want to create window randomly. I'm just going to click here and drag it here and make it 15 by 12. Oh, sorry, my bad. One 500, comma 1 2, and we have it like so. So now we have that. Can create another one here. It does not have a specific point, which is not professional, but I'll do it anyway. 1500. So it's just for illustration actually. So don't. So I'm going to do 1500 by 1200. Same thing. Another one here. Okay, so we have that. All these are faces and they are not inside the main window. So we'll do something, just wait a little, let me complete this. So now to get my rectangle, yes, I'm using a shortcut. To get this rectangle tool, you have it here. This is a select tool, this is a rectangle tool. You select a rectangle and you do. So the shortcut I am using there is R on my keyboard. I'm using R. Yes, the letter R on my keyboard. So if I have this selected and I tap R on my keyboard, I activate this. You get the rectangle tool. So that is it. So it's no magic. It's just me using a shortcut R. So I'm just going to click here and drag here and just type 1500, 1200. Uh-oh. So this time I'm going to do 1200, 1500. The reset. And also going to do the same here. 1200, 1500. So we have them. Wow, one is missing. 1500, 1200. So now we have them. Let's go. You see these faces: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now you know each of the spaces has 2 windows. So now I'm just going to arrange them properly. Let me do something. I'm going to do this. It's my tape tool. You can use T for your tape tool. I'm going to do this. From this end, I'm going to make 1200. From this end, I'm going to make 1200. So I can align the windows properly. From this, I'm going to make 1200. But that won't work. Ctrl Z. 1200. 1200 aligns to this place. So Ctrl Z. I'm just going to make 900 or 750. Yeah, 750 would work. 750. Now I'm trying to make it look professional. 200, 200, 750, 750. Now see, just going to triple click to select this wall and move it to this point. So I select my move tool, or I use M on my keyboard, move it like so. Triple click, move it like so. So follow me, please. Triple click, move it like so. Triple click, move it like so. Move it like so. Move it like so. Move it like so. Move. Okay, someone is asking a question. How come the windows of different dimensions? I thought all construction lines are equal across 4 sides. I don't understand. They are all the same. See. Now let's measure them so you'll be very sure. Let's measure them. Okay, we have this 1, 2, right? Measure 1, 2, right? Measure 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, that was because I did a reset. Okay, let's say now watch this for example. I have my rectangle. I select and you see. Just look at the dimensions down there. It can change and it can go this way. So if I decide to turn and I draw, the dimensions will change. I don't know if you understand. So it's because I changed from one axis to the other. So I had to, turn according to that axis. I don't know if this makes sense to you actually, but if you practice it, you'll get to see it someday. Okay, now let's copy all of them. Now I'll triple click. And when I want to click on this next one, I hold down my shift to triple click so that I'll select it and add to selection. Triple click to 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 add to selection. Okay. I've added all of them to my selection. Now, all I need to do is Control X. Control X to cut it. Yes. Now they are not there. Now I need to go into this group and paste them one by one. That is where the tedious job comes in. So before I do that, there is a way to go around it. Now I need to make all these walls one, so I can easily do what I want to do right now. So if I just paste it once, it affects everything. So how do I do that? I select one of them, and I need to use some editing tools. Let's see, it should be. I can't find it here. Draw tools. I need one of the two I like most using. If I can't see it here, then I will use a shortcut for it and I'll tell you the shortcuts. I don't know why I can't find it. Solid tools. That is it. The union. See the union command? Select similar. Okay, that's not this is not AutoCAD, please. Okay. Now you see, you go to tools and the union. It works just like union command in AutoCAD. I select union in this case, and I'll union it with this one. So you see it's joined to that one, union with this one. And they are all one. Go to this one. You see they are all connected. I go to this one. Now they are all connected, and the last one. They all are connected now. So I can select my pick tool. And you see if I select one of them, everything is selected. Now I can double click to go into that group. And now we have it. So if I paste in place, edit. If I go to paste in place, the shortcut is V. If I do paste in place, I will paste all of those my drawn windows in place. And you see them like so. So now it's time to just do, the magic work of press pulling. All I need to do is come this way, push pull this face, push pull this face, and push it to this end, like so. Once I click here, it will snap. No, it must be a group. It must be a group, and how it must be solid. And how SketchUp union works, it needs to be a group before you can union it with others. So if it's not a closed group, the union will not work. So, like you all know, if I double click here, it will copy the previous dimensions, which is 150. So if I just double click, you see it open like so. So for illustration, I'm going to repeat it. Click, drag to the endpoints, and it will create a hole like so. So I'm just going to double click the rest. And I'll click and drag this one again to reiterate that fact. And double click. Oh, there's an error here. Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, and drag. Escape. There's something wrong somewhere. Ctrl Z. Something is wrong somewhere here, and I need to figure that out. Push pull. Something is wrong somewhere here. No, not the window size actually. It is doing something that is not right. Rectangle, pick and drop. Let's see. The line is too thick, and that is suspicious. It should be as light as this. So I'm going to erase it. Erase two, that's it there. And I'm going to draw a rectangle again with my rectangle tool. Let me just move this. And to move a copy of this, what you need to do is, after you click on it to drag, which will move the entire object, all you need to do is just tap your Control key just once, and it creates a copy, and you can move that copy like so. So we have that. Still the same thing. Still the same thing. It creates an outer stuff first of all before the inside one, which is crazy. I don't know why. I don't know why that happens. I'll find out. What I'll do now is I am going to use a rectangle to take off this area, and I'm pushing it. Yes, like so. Let's know what's wrong first of all. From the roots, rectangle, draw again, and push pull, reverse face to bring the white face up, and push it up to this level. For doing that, select this, move, and move it to this point, the point of intersection there. Now we can push pull and see if it's continuous. It's still continuous, so there is something wrong with this. I don't know what that is, sincerely. I don't know what's wrong with that. Okay, there are many ways to do this. Move. Move. Push pull. Oh, there are many ways to kill a rat, bro. I took it to the other side, to the back of it, to the back of this space, which is this space, and then I did the same push pull and it worked. I think there is something wrong here. I don't know what it is, so we're just going to leave that. Now, since we have our space created, we can just do away with all this. We don't need them for now. Okay, so you saw this. Yes, questions, please type if you can. Would you want to unmute and speak? From the window pasting. Oh my God. Okay. Come in, let me do something. Front view. The grouping of walls was very from the very beginning. Let me move this out so I can do something. In fact, let me do it this way. Let's say you have a rectangle. And this rectangle is offsetted. So offset. This rectangle is offsetted. Now you use your push pull to create walls. This is the wall. This wall is not grouped, yeah? This wall is not grouped. So if you create a rectangle here, or anything, a circle or something, let me use a circle too. You can actually use your push pull tool. Escape. You can actually use your push pull tool. See now, see it's not grouped, yeah? So you know the difference. You can use your push pull tool directly on it, like so. You use your push pull tool directly on it, like so. But when it's grouped, let's say I group it, right click, make group. So you see the group now. If I create a rectangle on top, and I try to do a push pull also, it will not work. It will not work. It will not create a hole. It will only create a solid, which is this solid. Now, if I move this out, You see, it's a solid. It will create a solid and it won't affect this wall because this wall is grouped. You understand? Unless you go into this group to edit it and create a rectangle. In this case, it's a rectangle too. And then you push pull. That is when it affects this entity. Do you understand? Have I answered your question? Okay, okay. Please recap. You were talking about pasting. Okay, now see. Let me delete this. Okay, for instance, while I was creating this, I did this to group it, even before extruding. So while I was extruding, I just came here, push pull, and I dragged it up to this point. Yeah, and that was a group. So now, at some point, I wanted to pull windows, and I created one window here. This is a random thing, so it's not precise. And I created another window here. Okay, now, what I did was I did this, I double clicked on this surface. You know, it's not yet a solid. This rectangle is just a surface. And this is a solid, and it is being grouped. So because I want this surface to be inside of this group, I just double clicked and held down shift to add this one to the selection by double clicking on it. If you see, now I've released my shift. If you see me press down shift, you see a plus and minus sign there. So you see, I held down shift. Now I double clicked on this also. And you see, we have this selected also. And now I did this Control X to cut, or I come to edit and I do cuts, and it's no longer there. Once I double click on this, I'm inside the group. Now I want to paste it exactly at that same position. How do I do that? I go to edit. And to edit it, I do paste in place. Paste in place to paste it at that exact spot. So either I use V shortcut or I just do paste in place and not Control V. If I do normal paste, it will be asking me where do you want to paste it? And that's not what I want. But what I want to do is paste in place. Let me come here. I'll do escape to go off this command. And I come here, I do paste in place. Paste in place to paste it at that exact spot. Do you understand? So once I do this now, I can easily do this. Okay, that's a mistake. So you see, I can easily do this and it will work then. Have I answered your question? Okay, okay, okay. That's fine. No problem. That's fine. Okay. So I haven't answered your question. We can move forward. Moving forward, what else is remaining? The doors, the windows. No. You're not distracting anybody. You actually help somebody to learn. You actually help somebody to learn. Somebody can testify to that fact that, okay, you asking that question helps them to understand something better. So that's why at CodeCamp, we actually allow questions because you can be helping some other person to understand it. So it's okay. Unless maybe you're doing it intentionally to distract others. But in this case, I think you're actually doing it so you get a better understanding of what you need to understand. What's it by the time? We have 4 minutes to go. Okay, so we've gone so far with this. So we've understood to this stage. And with this, you can actually create your doors. Let me do that quickly. Let me just create a door here. You know, the door should be 2,100 up to this point. So I pick my tool, I do this and make 2,100. for the lintel level. And from there, I can create a rectangle like so, down to this point. And I can fancy this door as much as I want. When I say fancy, like I can create an offset and make it like so. And then I can do this to partition it and partition it as I like. Error. Partition it as I like. And then create offsets also inside the partitions. So you can just be creative with it. Remember, we can actually copy our previous. Let me measure this. 44.65 approximate. So offset. 44.65. So we have it. And then you can erase. E for erase, yes. E for the eraser tool. So that is it. You can still offset again. Set up to this point. So we have that door and the door frame sitting. I don't like, okay, no problem. So now we come to the back. And the push pull up to this point. That's for the frame. Up to this point, yeah. Up to this point. Up to this point. So we have that, we have this way. And we have our door. Now triple click and make it a group. Make group. But in this case, we'll have to make it a component because we will be repeating it. So you see, you can just get creative with how you create things. Wow, I like that, right? Okay, so hope you understood what I just did here with the door creation. It's just push-pull in practice. Just push-pull to create what you want. Use the offset, use your line tool to create. You can use the arc to create some fanciful things. And then, you know, does anybody understand it? Please, if you understand, you know what to do, use the chat box. Okay, John Paul understood. Omo Rishola, are you on this call? Okay, Fafo John understood. Did you understand? Omo. Oh my God. Okay, she did. All right. Now having done that, you can now do your task. Yes, we've come a long way, and this is the end of today's class. We've covered a lot. A component and a group. Okay. Can you please send the DW chat? Okay. Well, for the DWG, I will send to Omo, and she will send to your group. Meanwhile, a component and a group. Now, this is a group I created now. Now, let me move it out. I just moved a copy, and I talked about how to move a copy. You just select your move tool, highlight it, highlight the object you want to move, select your move tool, and click on your base points to move it from. Then if you want to move a copy, just tap Control. Just read this. This is like your command line in AutoCAD. It will help you. So if you want to use Control equals to copy, Alt, toggle, auto fold. In this case, we use Control to copy it. And then that is it. So now one is a group already. We've made this a group. And this is going to be made a component. Right click, make component. So we have to name the components. So it will bring up this window, name components, door, component. I'll just leave everything blank and just create. Now we're going to make duplicate of these ones. First of all, move the components and move a copy. Secondly, I'll move the door and move a copy. Move door, move a copy. Okay, so now we have a copy of the components on my right-hand side and a copy of the group. So now look what happens here. If I don't click on this and decide to create this here, Control to centralize it, create this here, and create this here. You see, it only happened here, but it did not affect the group at the back. You see, I just made, okay, let me make it more visible. Let me pull it like so and pull it like so. You see, it's only affected this group, the first group here, and not the one at the back. But watch if I do that same thing for the components. And I need a rectangle, or this time a circle. And I go like so. I need it to be somewhere here. And I take it to this point. I do the same thing here. I take it to this point. Now I pull it, and I pull this one also. And I go out of this. See, it affected this one. So in essence, a component creates an instance of itself. So this is an instance of this object. This object is an instance of this object. So anything I do here, as per editing, if I edit inside the component, it will be, the change will also happen here because both of them are instances of each other. Do you understand? Do you understand? Okay, any other person? Does any other person understand this concept? Hello, Fafure John. Hello, Omorishola. Okay, understood. Okay, I haven't said this, and we've come to the end of today's class. Thank you very much for attending today's class. I will send the necessary files. Please, Omo, this evening, if I haven't sent the files I was supposed to send, please remind me. Thank you very much for attending today's class, and then please do practice. Practice, 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 practice. And in fact, I want everyone here on this call to create windows. Yes, doors and windows. I won't say create the room spaces because already you can do that easily. But I want you now to be very creative. Go online or look around you when you see different types of windows. Create the windows that you would want to fit in your building. Yes, create the window that you would want to fit in your building. So I think that will be a good one. Okay, so Omorishola, don't forget to remind me this evening if I forget to send the file to you. Okay, thank you very much. See you, I don't know, see you on Wednesday in our next session. I'm going to stop my share now, and I am going to end the recording first. Yes.